guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back. I have been wanting so bad to come back to YouTube, but I've just been super busy with a bunch of things. I was very inconsistent before having my daughter, and then after having my daughter, life just kind of gets busy, you know. I'm still in school. This is my last year in school, hopefully. And I'm sorry that I sound very weird. I am trying to get over a cold. I got sick over the weekend. But I am going to try my best to come back onto YouTube. I'm going to sit down and really think about a schedule that I need to have so I can be consistent with my recordings, with my new looks, with uploading and posting pictures and everything on Instagram. So I'm gonna have a set schedule, and when I get that figured out, I will go ahead and let you guys know. But in the meantime, I wanted to go ahead and just upload something to come back to YouTube because obviously I have been a little sick and whatever, and I just needed to unwind, and what better way than to do my makeup, right? So before you guys leave, subscribe to my channel. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you love it. Of course you will. And make sure that you follow me on all social media. I will be posting everything down in this description box. So make sure that you go ahead and stay tuned to that. So I was using the BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette, which, by the way, I absolutely love. It was the best purchase that I have made in a while. I was looking for a colorful, bright palette, and I went ahead and purchased this one, and I don't regret it at all. I am so happy with the outcome, and all the shadows are very pigmented. They're beautiful. They're colorful. I had to step outside of my comfort zone. I was always doing nudes and naturals, and everything that you see on Instagram, on YouTube, in the beauty world, it's so outgoing, so many different looks. So I had to step out of my comfort zone. That's what I did, and this is what I got. So if you want to stay tuned and look at how I got this look, stay tuned, alright? So I apologize ahead of time. I do sound very muffled, and that is because I am trying to get over a cold like I mentioned, but just bear with me. So first thing is first, I do take the NYX eyeshadow base in the color white. I believe they have like 3 different colors in this. I found mine at my local Ulta, and I just grab it with my finger, spread it all over my eyelid, and it serves as a nice base for all the eyeshadow that we are going to be putting on top of it. Next, I'm going to be taking this Wet n Wild Fluffy Crease Brush, and I'm going to be taking this shade from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going to just be blending this all over the crease. And the key to this is just really blending when you're doing a look, especially with a bunch of different colors like this. You want to make it seem seamlessly, so you got to really take your time and blend, blend, blend. The next brush is actually from e.l.f., and I believe this is a blending brush. It is a little bit more firm than the Wet n Wild one. And I'm going to be taking the deeper purple shade that's in the same palette, and I'm going to be putting it right underneath that crease that I just did. And right now it looks a little bit scary, but again, I'm going to be taking the Wet n Wild brush and just blending everything together so that it just blends together, especially, you know, the deeper tones with the lighter tones. It creates a nice ombre effect, so when you do cut the crease, you can really see the stand out, and it kind of fades off until you reach the brow bone. The next brush that you see here, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. brush, and I believe this is a large eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to be taking 2 tones here. I'm going to take a reddish tone and a pink tone, and I'm going to be blending those together with this brush right underneath the crease. This is going to be used to kind of peek through when I do end up cutting the crease. It's going to create kind of like a sunset feel. It's not really meant to show up, it's just going to kind of peek over the cut crease. Now I'm going to be grabbing some of the foundation that I'm going to be using today. This is the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. I'm just going to take a very small amount, put it on the back of my hand, and with that very same foundation, I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease. I have tried some concealers before, I've tried some eyeshadow bases before, and it just comes out a little bit chunky once I apply the eyeshadow on it, especially when I'm cutting the crease. So I'm just going to be taking some of this foundation, and I've actually seen some YouTubers use foundation rather than like a concealer or anything. And I just find it a lot easier to do it this way. One of the most important things to remember about cut creases is when you're doing a cut crease, you really want to try to take your time with the cut crease. A cut crease is very precise, and the edges should be very precise and clean. So you always want to just take your time, don't rush through it, because if you rush through it, you know, you're not going to get that precision that you're looking for, and these kind of looks can be very tricky. So after I have finished cleaning all the edges up on the cut crease, I'm going to take a flat Wet n Wild and this yellow shade from the same Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And I'm going to begin the Sunset Radiant in the cut crease. So I'm going to start with the yellow and kind of work it in my inner corner and kind of drag out that product to the middle of the eye. And I'm going to create a gradient. So I'm going to be adding some other colors. So it doesn't have to be, you know, exact, because you're going to just be blending out the colors and create a gradient across the eyelid. So next I'm going to be taking a larger eyeshadow brush. This one is from e.l.f. and I'm going to be taking an orange shade now, and I'm going to plop that right in the center of the eyelid, and I want to try to get as much pigmentation and as much color as I possibly can, so you can really see that difference from the yellow shade to the orange. And then we're going to throw in this red shade all the way at the end, so it's going to create that sunset gradient all the way across the eyelid. And you know, it is very important to try to blend as much as you can, because you don't want to have choppy shades and know where one shade ends and the other one begins. It's kind of supposed to be as smooth and seamless as possible. So I went ahead, plopped my lashes, and finished my liner on the other side of the eye. And I'm going to be taking this blurring primer stick from Maybelline. I actually really love this primer stick. It really blurs out the pores in your face. And I use my fingers to just rub it all in. The foundation that I've really been loving is this LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. And I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. And I'm also going to be mixing in this NYX Warmth Pro Mixer, and it actually just makes your foundations a little bit warmer toned. And since I am tan from the summer, I tend to use this mixing it in with some of my foundations that I have, just because, you know, why waste foundation when you can just add a little warmth. Alright, now I'm going to be going in with the Conceal and Define Concealer from Makeup Revolution. This is all over the market right now, and I am in the shade C8. I'm going to grab this and just throw it in a little bit underneath my eyes. And I don't really like to highlight my forehead anymore, just because I feel like, you know, with this tan that I have going on, it just makes me look extremely, like, not balanced. And I'm just going to take a beauty blender and do the same thing and just dab it all in. Now this next product is Brow Precise, and it's a brow gel from Maybelline, and I actually just started using this little guy. The wand that it comes with has like these little combs that really grab onto your brow hair, and it really combs through, and the gel is fantastic. It really, like, it's a good gel, and it makes your hair stay where it's supposed to stay, and I have no problems with it. I've tried many brow gels before from the drugstore, and this one really just gets the job done. I love this brow gel. Alright, next I'm going to be taking Makeup Revolution's baking powder, and this is in the color Banana. And before I set it underneath my eyes, I like to go in with a beauty blender, just make sure I don't have any creases in there. And I go ahead and just dab a little bit. I don't overdo it with the baking, and I usually only set this for maybe a minute or two before even wiping it off. Even though I use a matte foundation, I'm still going to set my face with the Maybelline Fit Me powder with a big fluffy round brush, and I like to do this just because, I don't know, it just makes me feel better about putting bronzer and all of that on top of the foundation. Next I'm going to be going in with the Hoola Benefit bronzer, and I absolutely love this bronzer. It comes with a little brush, and I like to just use that brush because it really defines where your contour is supposed to go. And I just kind of bronze it up my cheeks, and I do a little bit on my forehead, on my chin area where you're supposed to usually contour, and it just makes me feel really snatched. I love this bronzer. I'm going to be taking that same big fluffy brush, and I'm going to just wipe away all of that powder that I had underneath my eyes. And of course I'm going in with one of my favorite blushes. This is the Baked Blush from Milani in the color Luminoso. And I absolutely love this blush. It is very light and it has like a peachy tone to it and I absolutely love it. I'm going to be taking the same shadow, the purple one that I used on the outer crease, and I'm going to rub it in underneath my lashes. And I actually picked up this lip scrub from Pink, and I didn't even know that they sold these there, but they did, and it absolutely works amazing, just like how any other lip scrub would. And I just exfoliate my lips right before applying any lip products on. And then I'm going to be lining my lips, and I'm not sure which lip liner I ended up using for this look. I grabbed one of them and then I ended up switching it out, but I'll go ahead and leave it in the description box below. And I'm grabbing one of my favorites. This is a NYX Liquid Suede, and I love these. These are very, like, they're not matte, but they're not super glossy. They're like right in between. They have a very nice satin finish, and I absolutely love this color. And I'm grabbing a lip plumper, and this one is actually from Victoria's Secret. Again, they actually sell some pretty good beauty products at this store. And I go ahead and just plop it on right in the middle of my lips. Now I'm going to be going in with the same Tarte Pro Glow mini palette, and I'm going to just highlight my face. I'm going to highlight the bridge of my nose, grab a bigger brush, and go ahead and highlight the cheeks and everywhere else. But not least, I'm grabbing the Maybelline Falsies mascara, and I'm going to be putting this on my bottom lashes, and I am all done. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching the entire video. You made it to the very end. I hope that you liked my look. I loved how this came out. I love that this palette is so pigmented. I love all the products that I was using today. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on all my social medias. I will leave them down linked below in the description box. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.